Hello, happy Thursday, and welcome to Get Your Shit Together Live with Amy Joy. And I'm your host, Amy Joy. Congratulations on your abundance. I always want to start the show with this one phrase because I want you to look around right now and just take in all of your abundance. I feel very abundant today. I am a little sick, as you can hear. And I am so thankful that I have arms and legs that move, and I have hot tea that I can drink, and I have a comfortable bed that I can lay in. I am abundant. What are you abundant in? Take a look around. I really want to share a very cool thing that happened to me yesterday. So I used to have a trapeze, like a circus trapeze, a big flying trapeze. I had a business, and I've been looking for a home for it for a few years, looking for the right people who have a heart to help kids, which is what I initially wanted that business for. And yesterday, it left my house and went down the road to its new home, and I captured a little video of it for you. So here it is.
Flying Trapeze Day!
Awesome. Oh, it makes my heart so happy. So sometimes dreams, they have to be carried on and completed by someone else. And I am very thankful that Mickey DuPont in La Ventana will be having new circus shows here. February 13th and 14th, he'll be having a show here in the Baja. And if you're in the area, please join. So today I'm very excited to introduce you to the amazing Neo Positivity. He grew up in one of the most dangerous places on the planet and found his joy. He is the king of Thoughts Become Things movement, and he has a summit this Saturday that we're going to be talking about. So stay tuned. Stay tuned to the end, too, to receive your new mantra magic and to receive your blessing at the end of Meditation Moment. I'm excited for this life hack full show. Thank you for being here. Thank you for taking your very special and precious time to spend it with me here today. So awesome. So now it's part of the show where we change our state, elevate. And what I want to do is play a little bit of music here for you, so it's a little nicer. Here we go. And I want you to breathe. We're going to breathe for a minute. This is the part of the show where we take just 2 minutes to change our state, to elevate our frequency. And we can do it multiple ways, and you'll see over past episodes that you can watch on E360 TV how we do that. And breathing is one of the most important things we do, and it's one of the fastest things that we can do to change our state and to make us feel better. We change how we feel, it changes how we feel about our day and our week and our month and our year and our life. All right, so I want you to take 3 deep breaths, breathing in now. Put your arms up if you can. Hold at the top and exhale. Again, ready? Breathe in, down into the bottom of your lungs. Breathe in. Exhale. And one more time. Breathe your arms. Breathe in. Smiling. Hold at the top. And exhale anything that doesn't serve you. Set that intention. And now I want you to think of people that you love in your life. Love can also change your state. So I want you, if you need to close your eyes, close your eyes. And if you're driving, please don't. And just think about who is in your life that you love so much. I want you to see their face. See their face. And then grab them out of the air there and bring them into your heart. Think about somebody else that you love and just bring them into your heart. Somebody else. And maybe you have a fur baby that you love so much. See their little face. And bring them into your heart. Just bask in the presence and the knowledge that you have so many people that you love and that love you. Let that just fill every cell of your body. And hopefully there's a smile reaching your lips right now. Take a deep breath. Hold at the top and one big exhale. Awesome. Good job. Good job. Good job. For you on Facebook, so great to see you guys. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to interact. Let me know where you're coming in from. Please. Love, love, love. Thank you that you're here. Means so much to me. All right. So we are going to have the little teaching moment where we get our shit together just a little more so that we can enjoy our lives just a little more or a lot more. Yeah. And today we're going to cover the question of the week, which is, what if everything you've gone through was worth it? And I mean everything. Now, I remember when someone first asked me this, I was like, are you kidding me? No. I was still a victim, right? But what if we could change our philosophy? We could change our philosophy to life is happening for me, not to me. Life is happening for you, not to you. And Tony Robbins taught me this phrase. It's changed my life. And I'll bring it up lots more, because if you just change this one philosophy, your life will not be the same again. So I added a little thing at the end. It says, life is happening for me, not to me, and everything is here to help me. So how do you get from looking at a trauma or a drama and be able to actually see it for the best thing that ever happened to you? All right, there's some steps and there's some things to do to get to that place. All right, and what I want to do is share a little story about my life. So, as you know from past episodes, I was in an abusive marriage for 7.5 years. And it was really tough. It was really, really hard. And I saw it as a terrible, terrible thing until I had a coach and a guru and a teacher help me see differently. And there was this glorious day when I was driving home. I was picked up my son, and he said, "Mom," and he said it in such a way that I was like, "Yes." He's like, "Wasn't it so great?" We're going to call him Joe. That Joe was starts with an A and ends with a hole. Okay. I'm not going to say the word in case there's some kids. But that's what he said. And I said, "What?" And he says, "Wasn't it so great that he was such a jerk?" And I was like, "Well, tell me more." And he's like, "Well, we found our happy place. We have an amazing life, and we wouldn't have had it if he wasn't the way he was." And I couldn't have been given a bigger gift. To be able to look at life like that, to be able to look at an absent father like that. How cool is that? Right? And this is how I look on it too. I'm thankful for him. He was the best thing that ever happened to me. He was my master teacher. I found my happy place. My kids know that I'm fierce and that I'll do anything for them. Right? I've got a whole new community of people that I get to enjoy. I have sunshine. Right? And so this is how you do it. You have to look at what were the gifts. So here are the steps, all right? And I have it all ready for you. Here we go. And if you can take a picture of this, please do. All right? Take a picture, write it down, and I hope you have a get your shit together journal. But here's the first question. Look back on any trauma and ask yourself, what good has come from this? But like actually do it. Now, at first, your brain's going to be short circuiting. It's going to say, that's impossible. There's nothing good that came from this. Okay? But I want you to really look at it. Who do you now know? What do you now know not to do? What do you know what to do? Who have you met? What experiences have you had because of that one thing? Right? What lessons have you learned? Who have you been able to help? I've helped so many women get into shelters, go through court cases, all kinds of things. Why? Because I've been there, right? I've been there. Excuse me. Step number 2 is keep asking the questions until you can say yes to this question, which is the question of all. If you had to do it again, would you? You haven't asked enough questions and have a long enough list of gifts if you can't answer the question yes. Because once you have enough, excuse me, once you have enough, you can say yes. You can say yes. And then, oh my goodness, sorry. And then step 3 is there is no more trauma. There's only gratitude. All right, so thanks, guys, for bearing with me. All right, so I hope that was helpful. And I am so excited to introduce you to our guest of the week. He's amazing. He was born and raised in the poorest and most dangerous city in America. To early retirement, Neil knows firsthand how to alter your life's current trajectory and your average daily mindset. He learned about the law of attraction in March of 2008. Neil quickly became obsessed and retired from his police department just 8 months later. Over the past 13 years, he's interviewed hundreds of law of attraction specialists and cataloged their greatest techniques. From 40 hours a week to retirement at the age of 28, he is the voice, and I say the king of the Thoughts Become Things movement. Put your hands together and welcome Neil Positivity. Welcome, Neil.
Thank you, Amy, for having me. And I get that Mucinex, that blue box. Thank you, everybody.
My goodness, I am so sorry. I'm so happy to have you, Neil. And what I'm going to do to let me recover and let you connect with the audience here, I want you to give them in your own words, who is Neil? Why are you so positive? And how did you get from where you were to where you are now?
You know what? I want to do something I've never done before. I'm going to tell a story, and I just act like it's not me for a second. So just picture a kid that grew up in the hood and ended up becoming a cop there. And he learned about The Secret, obsessed over it, started studying a bunch of millionaires and billionaires and celebrities, and started finding it being mentioned in songs and things like that. And all across the board, country, rap, whatever. Started using it. 8 months later, retires from his police department, and then sets forth on a journey to teach anyone and everyone he can exactly how to do the techniques that he does and why they should do such techniques and what it does to your psyche and the ins and outs and tricking the ego and maintaining a positive mindset shifting, all that. Dedicated his life to doing that. And that was in 2008. So he's been doing that for 14 years now. That he is me. I'm still interviewing people, collecting information. As a matter of fact, I have a summit coming up in 2 days where I'm going to collect everything I can from a couple people. So that is my story. And that's who I am.
I love your heart so much. It's so beautiful.
It's a beautiful world. And
It is.
once you realize that and really see it and feel it and own it and love it, all you want to do is share it. And that's what I've been doing.
Amazing. So how would you answer our question of the week, which is what if everything was worth it? What resonates with you there?
I mean, so many different realizations I've come to, especially in the past 5 years, have solidified to me that everything was worth it. So it's embedded in stone for me. You know, they say joy wouldn't feel so good if it wasn't for pain. I needed to go through the things I went through. Every dark alleyway I chased a guy down, every time I was shot at, every time something like that happened, I needed to go through that to get to exactly where I'm at right now. I'm a really amazing place right now. So I'm cool with it. All the deaths and pain, physical, mental, it was all necessary. So let's go.
Could you share with me, if you're willing, the hardest thing you've ever had to overcome and how you view it now?
Oh man. I would just say it was, I'm gonna say mental struggles. Um I've always, I hate to say it. See, I can't, I hate to even say it. I've always known that I could basically go in almost any bar and get any female I want. I've always known that statistically. Yet not until a couple years ago was I able to look in the mirror other than to brush my teeth, because you got to see what you're doing. Because I just, not that I didn't like what I saw, I just was going to start tearing it apart and nitpicking to the point where, so that affected me in so many different areas of life, finances and relationships and everything else. With confidence, feeling like I'm an inconvenience. If you have a really great idea that you want to present to your boss or your peers or even a classroom full of children, what you got going on here could keep everyone from being able to benefit from such a great idea. And so that repeatedly happening over and over and over again in every aspect of my life was the biggest ongoing, long-lasting hurdle that once I got over, I was just liberated. And I'm not going to say got over because I'm still a work in progress, but I can make the ugliest face that I know how to make in the mirror and smile and be like, that's me. Sometimes I do that,
Look at
sometimes
that smile.
sometimes I fall and scrape my leg. Other times, and so many times I ran and didn't fall. So, it's just a part of life. And you got to appreciate the bad in order to really, really be able to appreciate the good.
Yeah, it's the dark and the light, right? The
There it
contrast.
is. Coexisting. It's gotta be. And it's not just accepting that it's gotta be is cool for accepting it, but being able to appreciate is a different story. I was on a show not too long ago when I was talking about my ego. And for the first time in 41 years, I'm 41 years old. For the first time, less than 3 weeks ago, my ego, this is what happened. My ego said something to me contradictory. You can't do that. You shouldn't do that. How many people have done that? What are the chances you're going to do that? And I was just like, shut up. Like, I was by myself, and I'm like, shut up. And I said, you know what? That's why I do what I do. And I said this out loud. And I said, wait a minute. And I never thought of the ego being a driving force telling me I can't do something. And when you tell me I can't do something, I'm gonna do it. Where I'm from, all my teachers told me I wasn't gonna be nothing. I wasn't gonna amount to nothing. Everybody around me told me I wasn't nothing. I wasn't gonna amount to nothing except for my father. And it just drove me to be more. And I didn't realize until recently that voice not only was annoying, and it checked me and kept me safe in certain situations,
Yeah. Yes.
especially being a cop. But that voice has been driving me for a long time to push harder than I would have if I didn't have it. And
And
that's
isn't
another
that the
conversation.
key? The key is the awareness. You
It
caught
is.
it. It's not going away. But
Well,
we can redirect. We can redirect.
awareness is such a critical element, because you could let that thought just keep going, or you could be like, whoa, 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 whoa. Let's not take it there. And no one's perfect. Nobody catches 100% of them. I believe the monks don't even catch 100% of them, but
Exactly.
actively trying and practicing will produce more of being able to catch it. The brain's muscle has muscle memory. The more you catch it today, you'll catch it on autopilot tomorrow. And that's what you
Exactly.
want. Once you get your autopilot catching it for you, you don't have to be proactively on guard for all 60 to 70,000 thoughts on average per day per person. So shifting that muscle memory is critical.
I used to put Post-it notes all over my house, and
Oh man,
I
come on,
still
man.
do. If I need a reprogram, I put the new program everywhere, so I can't miss it, and it rewrites the loop, right? It puts a different loop. This is why we have Mantra Magic every show. It's a new positive, beautiful loop. So tell me about thoughts become things, Neo. What does that mean?
Real quick, I wanted to say everyone get a token. This is a poker chip. They're both a poker chip that I came up with. Find a pebble outside, put it in your pocket every time you feel it. Do a mental exercise. Wake up, stop, smell the roses, do something. That'll keep you on point and keep you accountable for doing your mental exercises and staying on top of that. So tokens are amazing. Thoughts become things. It's changed my world. I mean, I was introduced to the movie called The Secret. I'm sure everyone's familiar with it. And that's where I got the quote, thoughts become things from. You see, it's written on my shirt. It's written on the poker chip. It's written on my wristbands, that's why I coined myself. Actually, I didn't coin myself but the thoughts become things king, or the voice of the thoughts become things movement. Since it was so critical in my life, I learned it and retired 8 months later. I've gotten everything I wanted. I moved to Florida. I'm a pilot. I fly every day. I do what I want. I go where I want. I wake up when I want. Those facts right there just make me want everyone else to have that too. And I know it's not going to come unless you get your mind right with this phrase and how to properly use it, which means mindset shifting and practice, practice, practice. This is like jogging. When you stop jogging for a month, you get crappy at it. And that's what this is like, except it's way faster than that. This is a practice you're going to have to do every day for the rest of your life. And that's something you're just going to have to accept,
Yep.
but the more you put into this, the more you get out of it. And so, yeah, I'm driven. I'm 100% driven to get this through to everyone I possibly can. Saying it out loud and putting it on a business card or a wristband is one thing. Walking around with this shirt, you won't believe how many people I've touched with this shirt. Because people say it to me that, oh, I love your shirt. My parents taught me that. Every now and then, that's how I gauge how nice the city is. If I'm in California, 8 people a day might say something. Florida, 3 to 4. Jersey, none. That's how you gauge the atmosphere that you're in. But I see their face.
Hmm.
You see someone, because you see something on the shirt, you read it. You see someone, they read it and they go, huh. And I got them. That's it. They don't know me. They don't know my face. The back of it says neopositivity.com, which is my website. They might not even see that. But later on that night, they're going to catch themselves thinking something negative. And they're going to say, well, maybe I shouldn't. That's all I want. Because that's never going to go away. I've heard probably over 100 motivational speakers talk, and I don't remember none of what they said. No one's going to forget this. Even if it ain't these exact words, they're not going to forget that their thoughts because people, it might have an influence on my future. So let me not be as negative. That's enough for me. We'll start there.
Mind creates matter. Thoughts
Boom.
become things.
You posted something amazing on Facebook earlier. I don't exactly remember what it was, but yeah.
It's just a fact, and it's all backed up by science, and we can't get into all that now. But a book to read if you're curious about this is Becoming Supernatural by Dr. Joe Dispenza. It's completely changed my life. Becoming Supernatural, Dr. Joe Dispenza. It teaches you the science behind this and how it matters what thoughts we have. Absolutely matters. So, what is your favorite mental exercise that you've created for yourself?
Oh man, this was gonna take about 8 minutes to get into. You got enough time for that? I know we got a commercial break coming up.
We do have give me half and then we'll do a commercial.
You know what? That's actually perfect.
Good.
The number one mental exercise that I think got me to retirement was this exercise called the Watcher exercise. I was taking this government test, and you picture me in a room with it wasn't important, like cameras and stuff, nothing like that. Just me in a room with no windows and one door. Finished the test, I got up and I kind of tripped. I stumbled over the leg of the table. And when I did that, I kind of like smiled and looked back and felt embarrassed, like something was watching, like I could feel something saw me trip. And I'm like, there's no cameras in here. There's no windows. And I thought to myself, I felt this before. Everybody's felt that feeling that something's watching them when it was physically impossible for something to be watching you because the windows are closed and blinds are shut or whatever. And I like to study things that we all have in common. So I wanted to study that. And I don't study things in books. I study things by meditating. That's where I've gotten all my realist answers from. And as soon as I stopped and thought and meditated and just felt that watching presence, I noticed something amazing. I noticed that it knew I was watching it. And not only did it know that I was watching it, it knew that I made a decision to watch it, which means it could hear what I was thinking. Even when I'm not paying attention to it, it's watching me internally. And I said, wait a minute, watching me at all times, knows what I'm thinking. It kind of sounds like God. And if I'm correct, since you can feel this essence watching you, this is the closest we'll come to feeling God so far. And I was like, whoa, I'm on to something. That's something big, And I said to myself, let me just try to do this with compound exercising, which basically is like if I visualize myself on the beach, that's a visualization technique. If I go to the park with my son and I put my toes in the sand and close my eyes and visualize myself at the beach, it's just me and him there. And that's compound exercising. Now I'm adding a physical element to it. Well, what I did was now I added this essence that I call a watcher, watching me at the beach, toes in the sand, happy to be there. And I started doing that with retirement, and things just shifted rapidly. And I ended up retiring less than a month later. That was like November 3rd or something like that. 2008, November 28th was my last day at work. And I saw The Secret in March. So those 8 months, it was the last month with this last exercise that I really enjoyed doing and implementing, that I think really, really contributed the most to me retiring. And then I took that and spun it on its head. We can get into that afterwards. I don't know if you got time. You want to ask me a question about that or anything?
Absolutely. All right. So we'll be right back. We're going to talk about the summit. So stay tuned. And I want to know a little bit more about this. Could you walk us through the watcher? Like, could you do that with us?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. All right. Stay tuned. We'll be right back after these few words. All right, we're back. And before I forget, Neil, there's some folks on Facebook. And for those of you who are watching the replay, they want one of your shirts. How do we get one of your shirts?
Just go right to neopositivity.com and click on the store. They can get a shirt, poker chip, wristband. Usually when people order a shirt, I throw in a free wristband anyway. But yeah, just go there and pick one up. There's nothing more important to me than spreading this message, and you can get it to everyone at the mall without saying anything this way. That's why I love it. Every time you see me, I have this shirt on everywhere I go. And
I've never not seen you with the shirt on.
It's easy to pick out wardrobes this way.
Exactly. That's awesome. All right. So what do you think we should do first? You want to talk about the summit first or the watchers?
You know what? We can do the watcher real quick.
All right. Perfect.
A lot of people tell me they don't know what I'm talking about when I say watching, feeling.
That's why I want you to do it with us.
This is what happened with my friend. He swore up and down that he never felt it before. I don't know what you're talking about. And I said, hold on, don't move. Don't move. And I went behind him, made sure he didn't watch me. I took my phone out, put it on the bookshelf. I went back in front of him. I wouldn't let him turn around and see what I did. And I said, okay, keep talking. So he starts talking. I can't. I said, well, hold on. Just so you know, I put my phone on the bookshelf. We're live streaming. Don't turn around. We're live streaming right now. Go ahead, finish talking. And he went just like this. Okay, but what am I supposed to say? And I'm like, just talk. And he's like, I don't know who's, he's like, I don't know who's watching. Is my mom or grandma? I don't want to say the wrong thing. My boss. And I said, do you feel them watching you? And he said, yeah, they all up in my business. And he went like that. He rubbed the back of his neck like the beam was hitting him. And I said, okay. I said, come on. And I walked him over to the shelf, and my phone was laying face down. I never even turned it on. I said, that feeling, that's the watcher feeling I'm talking about. And nobody doesn't even have to know you're doing it. You could do it. I'm doing it right now. Right now, I feel like it's over there and it's watching me, have a good time, talk to you, loving me, enjoying me, and it's just a beautiful thing. And the exercise is that easy. That essence is watching you. Now, you can't add a negative connotation like it's watching you, waiting for you to curse so it can smite thee, or waiting for you to have the wrong thoughts so it can strike you down. It's not that. This is oneness with you. Oneness means no separation. So this is basically a version of you, and you wouldn't do that to you. You wouldn't think of you like that or smite thee because thee might, nah, none of that.
Beautiful. All right, lead us.
The summit, neosloasummit.com. Just picture, for 14 years, I interview one person at a time because I wanted to know about the law of attraction, and no one in New Jersey was talking about it. It's a very negative place. So interviewing one person at a time was cool. I did that for years and years and years. What could be better than pulling information from everybody? Interviewing 5-6 people at a time. Because every time me and Amy talk, we end up bouncing ideas off each other. But every single time, we birth a new one that neither one of us had thought about before. And I'm like, oh, I can't wait to do that when I hang up the phone. And so imagine you got 6 people bouncing ideas, birthing new ideas. And then you got a crowd of audience watching. And so the summit is basically just that, around campfire type discussion. It's not really strict and struck. I mean, it's structured in the sense that we have time frames that we stop for our speakers. But other than that, it's open flowing.
Yeah, it's really fun. It's easy.
And here's the thing. My speakers get 30 minutes to talk. I kind of say they get 30 minutes each. But for the first 5 minutes, you answer 2 questions. How to use the law of attraction in your day-to-day, and what has it done for you? After that 5 minutes, you're taking questions from the audience. So there's no speeches. There's no I plan to say this. No, you don't know what questions you're going to get. And I've had speakers that don't like that, and they can kick rocks. If you can't answer questions from your heart off the fly, then my summit isn't where you need to be. And that's the greatest part. And no fluff answers for your daily practice. Like, oh, I drink coffee and meditate in the morning and it's made me a better person. I need you to tell me how you meditate, what you do when a negative thought creeps in or an email pops up. I need you to give me all that, because that's what everybody wants to know so they can try it. Having a cup of coffee just isn't relaxing for everybody. You need to tell me what you're thinking in those pods. So you
got to change your thoughts in order to change how you feel, which changes everything, right?
Oh, yeah.
So right here, guys, you can see there's a QR code up in the right-hand corner. Take a picture of that if you're on your big screen there on your E360, folks. And if you're watching on Facebook and you're on your phone, then I've got this for you, Neos, LOA Summit.com. So just take a note of that. Get registered, get on there, and join us. It's 4 hours from 12 to 4 Eastern, right, Neil?
Yes, 12 to 4 p.m. Eastern time.
4 Eastern, so it's 4 hours. Just jump in and out as you can. Tell us about these speakers, Neil. Who's coming?
I want to say this first about the time. 4 hours on a Saturday afternoon. For most summits, that's not a lot. But for people who aren't used to going to summits and they want to try this because it's the law of attraction, you are going to leave happy, excited, ready to take on the world, and with a notepad full of things mental exercises and things that you're going to do that day that are going to improve tomorrow. And that's beautiful. Motivational speakers, I don't really bang with them because as soon as you get a phone call or a bad email after they're done talking, you're back down again. This information is for life. Like I said, the thoughts become what we give you, you're not going to forget. You're going to use it throughout the day. Muscle memory, you're going to start using it more and more. You're going to become a happier person. You're going to start to manifest what you want. Your family's going to see that. It's going to happen with them too. Ripple outward. Everybody's going to get their frequency raised and start getting what they want and living a happier life. Who wouldn't want that?
Exactly.
So expect that.
Oh, aho, aho. Who can give me an aho? Which means
There we go.
hell yes. In Spanish, it means eso. Awesome. All right, tell us about the speakers.
James Dentley, studio owner, has been dedicated his life to a law of attraction and speaking about it for over 30 years to everyone he can get to listen. Sounds like me. Gotta have him. Amy, obviously, you guys know who Amy Joy is, a star-studded inspiration and positive person. Same with Parth, just on top of his game, a wealth of knowledge. He's like the gadget guy. He has a tool belt full of resources and books and people. Anything you need law of attraction or positively related, even with like financial aspect, he's done all the research for you. And he's there for you to pick.
Beautiful heart. It shines so bright. You can feel it. You can just feel it, and you can feel his intention of just serving and helping however he can.
That's what I'm saying. He just wants to give, and he's put himself in a situation where he has so much to give. So when you love to give and you don't have nothing, I guess it feels crappy. But if you love to give and you have a lot to give, it's just boom, 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 and it's information. So it's not like you're giving away something you can't get it back. Sandy Scarlatta. She has a podcast dealing with the law of attraction. She has been, like I said, everybody here has been talking about it and doing it for years and using it for years. And I talk to hundreds of people every year about the law of attraction, but the ones that stand out to me are the ones that make it to this list. Everyone in this group is in that list, especially Sandy. She's going to knock your socks off. Ken Hahnemann, he's the author of a book called Ungraduated. So it's like graduating high school, but he's going to graduate. You take all the BS that they taught you. He has a really, really unique way of doing that I'm proud to bring on the screen. And Walt Thiessen, he hosts a show called LOA Today, Law of Attraction Today. He does it 5 days a week, Monday through Friday at 4 p.m. on Facebook. I co-host with him on Fridays, 4 p.m. Eastern time on Facebook. Check it out. Here's the thing about him. He's been doing this 5 days a week for, I think, 13 years now.
Wow.
A new speaker every day. He doesn't like to do shows by himself. So he has a new speaker every day. That is a wealth of information that you can have at your fingertips. And so, yeah, we're all going to be rocking out. Like I said, round campfire, spitting out ideas and amplifying them, optimizing them, making them work better to shut the ego up, because that's what the whole thing is. When the ego's you need to find a way to say a statement like I'm rich, or I'm happy, or I have this, or I've achieved that. You need to be able to say a futuristic statement that's kind of a lie because you haven't done it yet, but say it in a way to make the ego shush.
Yeah, you can't just tell the ego no or stop. It doesn't understand that. It will run on the old program no matter what, unless you replace it with what it is you want it to believe or see or say differently, in my experience.
I'm going to give you the second part to that watcher thing as fast as I can.
Okay, we have 2 minutes.
Yeah. Okay. So just think of it like this. If I was to picture my dad, I would picture him sitting on the sofa watching tennis because he loves to do that. But the fact of the matter, he might not be there playing tennis. The father I'm picturing is not my physical father. My physical father's physical. This one's mental. So there's so many differences between the two that I've separated them. Okay, so when I imagine giving my physical father a Rolls Royce, the ego steps in and hits me with 95 things saying I can't and I won't. But when I imagine giving that imaginary father a Rolls Royce, the ego has nothing to say. Because I did. I made an imaginary Rolls Royce and gave it to him, and he was happy. And I was thankful for it. And so I began to run scenarios like that a while ago, and it has flourished a ton. But what really took it over the edge was I took Watcher, And then I went in the imagination world. Now I have an imagination watcher that I am thankful to for giving me the imagination Bentley that I'm giving to my imagination father in this moment that's making him cry because he's so proud of his son. Now that right there, you just got all bubbled up in here and the ego can't say nothing.
Oh, that's amazing.
5-6 seconds later, it might step up and say, yeah, but that's not really happening right now. But your faith in the law of attraction, knowing that you're basically creating the future, that
Yes.
should just override that. It doesn't not having to ride, don't matter. That's what's coming. And ain't nothing better than a great future outlook. Something you know is about to happen. That's amazing.
Yes.
So that's the second half to that. And oh my goodness.
Love it.
These little mind games are amazing. They are amazing.
They're so important if you want to design your own life, right?
Yeah.
So this is why I brought up the trapeze today, because I knew you were coming on, and because this is one of my favorite subjects in the whole wide world is manifestation. And this trapeze sat in my driveway for years, literally. But I just kept believing and seeing a beautiful soul that wanted to help kids that would be in the Baja so it could stay here in my area. And I just saw it, and I just saw it, and I just saw it, and I was thankful for it. And then he showed up. And he picked it up yesterday, and the next show is in a month or a few weeks actually, and it happened. And as it was happening yesterday, I had seen it so many times that I'm like, I've already done this. Like I already did the
You weren't even
video
surprised.
in my mind, you know? And now it's happened in the 3D, yeah? So this is the 5D hack on how to manifest the life. Thoughts become things. Thank you, Neo. You're amazing. I'll have you back here at the end. Guys, get on the summit, get registered, show up, jump in as long as you can, even if it's 10 minutes. Join us, learn some things, and change your life. All right. Thank you, Neo. Appreciate you, man.
Thank you.
All right. So it is time now for the part of the show called Mantra Magic. What is mantra magic? Mantra is literally in keeping with what we're talking about right now, which is to replace the BS belief, like I'm not good enough, I can't do this, it won't happen for me, this always happens to me, all these things that we often tell ourselves. It is a different thing that you would say that brings positivity and light into your life. And this is my beloved Kelsey. She's a professional singer. She's so talented. And every week she's committed to give us a new mantra for the week. You can find it on Amy Joy Coaching on Instagram every week so that you can keep it close to you. And here she is.
Hi guys, welcome back to Mantra Magic. My name is Kelsey. So good to have you here. This week our topic is about those experiences we went through that seemed hard, painful, and how we got to alchemize that into gifts and really see that as a good thing that was happening to us. So this week it's going to be in a form of a poem, less songs. So I hope you join me today. Thanks so much. Those things that hurt didn't last, and now I see through the looking glass that I have more strength than I ever knew. It gave me a brand new attitude. Now I laugh and sing and play, and only love survived that pain. Let's do one more time, yeah? Those things that hurt didn't last, and now I see through the looking glass that I have more strength than I ever knew. It gave me a brand new attitude, and now I laugh and sing and play, and only love survived that pain. Thank you guys so much. See you next week.
What if you said that over and over and over again? How could that affect your life? How could that change your life? Thank you, Kelsey. I love you. All right. After these brief messages, we'll be right back for meditation moment. We'll see you in a minute.
This world is changing more and more every day, and we've decided to change right along with it. My name is Dr. Lauren Michaels Harris, and I'm the president of Trajectory TV Network. At Trajectory, our vision is to provide a creative platform for top content creators and storytellers from around the globe. We're also dedicated to providing this world with content that is healing, educational, empowering, exciting, and above all else, entertaining and transparent. So right now, I invite all of you who believe yourselves to be global game changers to use the link found here and simply take a chance. Schedule a virtual chat where you'll have the opportunity to share your vision for your very own global television show with me, the network president. So use that link, and together, let's begin changing and healing this world, one story at a time. And remember, whether you have years of experience in front of the camera or zero experience, it doesn't matter. What matters the most is your desire to share great content through television and a willingness to share it with passion and with purpose. You might ask, how do I know if I've fallen in love with my purpose and my purpose has fallen in love with me? It's easy when you've lost your voice because you just can't stop talking about it. I'll see you soon.
I love Lauren so much. He has such a big, huge heart. All right. This is part of the show where it's called Meditation Moment. Here it is. Why meditate? Well, it only changes your life, and for the better, obviously. And so we're just going to take 5 minutes. 5 minutes to just calm the mind. And don't worry if it's your first time. I'm going to guide you, and I'm going to play some beautiful music. Let me find it here. Here we go. And I want you just to close your eyes if you can safely. It's 5 minutes, guys. 5 minutes. Stop whatever you're doing. Sit down. Close your eyes. And breathe. Meditation is about becoming present to right here, now. Feel the air entering your nose, exiting. Feel the coolness of your skin. Taste in your mouth. I want you to observe. I want you to observe the thoughts that you're thinking right now. Don't make them good or bad, right or wrong. Just observe them. Become aware. Are they thoughts of the past? Are they thoughts of the present? Or are they of the future? Are the thoughts that make you feel good and lighter? Or are they thoughts that bring pain? Again, don't make them good or bad, right or wrong, just observe. Say, interesting. That's what I'm thinking right now. And come back to this moment. And I want you to visualize a flame, golden flame burning in front of your eyes. Just watch it. Observe. Watch it. And slowly move that flame. Slide it into the middle of your brain. Just watch it. There in the middle of your mind. Middle of your breathing. With your hands on your heart, think about what you're grateful for. The next thing. The next thing. And as you're in this space and place of gratitude, I send you a beautiful blessing. And it's an energy transfer. And it's just for you to receive. If you don't want it, set that intention. If you do want it, set that intention as well. Taking a deep breath in, exhaling. How'd that feel? I'd love to hear in the comments, how did that feel for you? Right now, we're going to talk about the question of the week. Here's the question for next week. What if you paid someone to call you out on your shit? Would you pay better attention? I want you to really think about it. What if you paid someone and that was their specific job, was to call you out on your shit, on the BS, on the stuff that just isn't true that we tell ourselves? Would you pay more attention? All right, so that's what we're going to talk about next week. That's the question we're going to answer. I'm going to bring on Neo here. We have 2 minutes left, my friend. Well, 1 minute actually. So tell what last words do you have for the audience?
I'll do it for free. I'll call you on your shit because that's what I do. That's what I do. You know what? I'll end with that. Every night, ask yourself, how bad did I want it today? How many mental exercises did I do? How many alarms did I set on my phone to wake up and do a mental exercise? How bad did I want that improvement in that area? And if your answer is 3 or 4 out of 60 to 70,000 thoughts on average per day per person, you don't want it bad enough. If your answer is 100, you don't want it bad enough. You need to wake up and do these affirmations all day. So stay on top of it and you'll get the results.
Absolutely.
Or don't.
Yeah, it matters.
And I'll see you guys Saturday.
Yay. Get registered. Take note. Take a picture of your screen right now so you can get on Saturday. If you've enjoyed the show, let me know. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are. And go to Amy Joy Coaching if you'd like more information. If you want to check out some awesome retreats, they're there as well. And so excited. Remember that together we vibrate higher. And that, my friends, changes the world. We'll see you next time. Make it glorious. Bye-bye. Thank you for watching Get Your Shit Together live with Amy Joy. If you'd like to follow us, you can on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Amy Joy Coaching. Appreciate so much your likes, comments, and shares. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, please reach out. We'll see you next time.